And we are live. Oh, let me get this ugly dude off here. My bad, y'all. What's up? We live lit, and that's it. It's Nino Radio. It's been a while, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. It's been a long time since I've been back here in the studio, but I'm jumping on here real quick. Election is Tuesday here in Midland. It's ramping up. Had a little bit of time to go live here in the studio. Got a little quick break from the family, and what do you know? Here we are. Going to do a quick live just to kind of give updates on the political scene here locally. And hey, there's Christy. Shout out to sis. This is just an impromptu live. I had some little bit of time. I have the my grill and everything ready. We have a special occasion. I'll leave it at that. And my last day off, and I want to get on here and speak to my people and just go over what's happening here locally in our sewer. Now, I'm not going to call it a swamp because I heard somebody say this and it makes a lot of sense. A swamp is a good thing. Amen. A swamp is a natural occurrence, right? It's a somewhere that God put up or made possible for things to happen, and things that happen in the swamp are a natural good thing, correct? I just want to leave it at that without being too long-winded. But what I call the Midland situation here is it's not a swamp, it's a sewer, okay? A man-made dump, and it's a sewer. That's the proper word I'm going to call the Midland so-called swamp. I'm not going to call it a swamp no more. It's a sewer. So anyways, I just want to get on here real quick and go through the Defend Midland Facebook page. If you haven't checked me out on that page, that's the local page we have. We have almost 1,600 members. Is that right, Christy? Check them numbers. And I'm probably going to put her on the line and probably another buddy or two, doing a quick Sunday live before election week. Early voting ended. It was the last 2 weeks, I believe. Numbers are crazy. It's about 10% of voters already came out. It's kind of sad, to be honest, but to really be honest, it looks good I would say for us, because the mayor is, nobody likes her. Nobody likes this woman, y'all. And I don't know why, but don't let that deter you from going to the polls Tuesday. We're voting Tuesday. We like to vote on election day ourselves. Me and my wife take my whole neighborhood up there. We usually do it, take a little selfie, and boom, pal, thank you, man, we're home. But that's what we're going to be doing Tuesday, going out and voting in the elections here in Midland. Preferably at the Annex building. I love to go there and just trigger the little lefties and all my big old BLM fans that I see sometimes in there in the polling office. But anyways, like I said, the numbers are kind of low, I would say. But if the mayor was so much loved, I would think that she'd have a lot of more supporters. First day early voting, it was only like about 400 people came out. So, early voting, the main people that come out is your side, and her side really didn't show up. Now, again, like I said, don't let this be like we're bragging or anything. Everybody that's registered to vote in Midland, Texas, please go vote. We all need to go out there and vote. It's going to be a tight race, and we need you to go out there and exercise your free speech, exercise your voting right as a citizen and a taxpayer of Midland, Texas. Now, for my national audience, right, on Facebook and YouTube, I'm going to say this. I'm not gonna say I didn't care about local issues. I did, right? From missing women and children, crime, a lot of stuff I highlighted back in the day. But I'm gonna be honest, I really pivoted. If you kind of notice on the content, which I'm gonna be going back to my regular, political cultural content here pretty soon. I'm just handling this local election, the local political scene, right? But whenever I was making content, Trump style content, national politics content, whatever you want to call it, right? I started looking at my own backyard. So if anything, I believe this right here is actually a wake up call for all my people that watch me, support me, like me, don't like me, whatever. There's a sewer in my backyard, and I'm pretty sure there's one in yours. You want to make America great again? The best thing to do is to start in your own home, first of all. Start in your home, then your own backyard, then your own community, your city, your state, and then the country. I'm going to be completely honest. This is what I've said before. I used to follow this dude, right? And some of y'all, the MAGA people, may know who he is, but this guy will go to every Trump rally. And you can do what you want to do, but I kid you not, after a while, I was like, damn, this dude don't have a job or whatever. I think he had owned a business, but I was like, how can you afford or have time to follow the president across the country and not miss any rallies that he does? I went to one Trump rally in Dallas, Texas. That's where I first went viral, and my online career took off from there. But I'm saying that's the only one I ever went to. And I found it odd that this one MAGA supporter, he'd go to every rally. And I was like, that's crazy. And if you think about it, that's kind of how a lot of people are. They just want to follow Trump, follow the national politics, post and whatever. And I understand that's all you can do, right? But you got to think about it. If you focus so much on Trump and the national scene like that, what about your own city? Do you even know who your mayor is? Do you even know who's the representative or the councilman that's ahead of your district? I know who mine is. He's worthless. John Norman, District 2. But Nino America, I'm coming pretty soon, baby. I'll leave it at that. I can't be saying too much. Anyways, point is, do you know who your leadership is in your city? I just found it very odd when I would see people doing that, just chasing Trump across the nation to these rallies. And I just started thinking, like, man, what's up with your own backyard? What's up with my backyard? I started looking at myself, basically, right? And that's why I came to be, doing this local stuff. And it's been pretty eye opening. I'm gonna be honest, Christy can vouch to it. She's seen a lot of the horrific personal attacks they've had on our candidates, and it's like a demonic realm. I'm gonna actually put Christy on in a minute, let her let it rip, because we've been kind of keeping quiet for the last couple of weeks because we're political right now. But Christy's a list keeper. And we've been slandered, drugged through the mud. But you know what? We kept going. We kept block walking. We kept working for our candidates to get them elected. Hopefully it happens. And if not, hey, you know what? At least we gave it a shot, right? But the point is, they're like demons. That's the only thing that's the only way I can refer to these people. Once you start asking questions, once you start speaking up, once you start figuring out how the game's going, all the legion of demons come after you. And like I said, we've been kind of quiet up till now because it's Tuesday's the last day, baby. But best believe after Tuesday, yeah, it's on and popping, baby. All that online talk from all you trolls. I'll leave it at that. Anyways, so what's up, all my people? What's up, everybody? Let's go. Who's up in here? Who's my people up in here? Oh, my bad, y'all. Throw me some names. I have no clue who to vote for. Throw me some names so I can do my research, please. Okay, now I'm only talking about local issues. Okay, a lot of people are running local campaigns. I'm in Midland, Texas. I don't know if you're in Midland, Texas. Let me hey, shout out my boy Brant right there. Shout out Brant Fricker. That's the homie right there. Big moves, big plans. I'll leave it at that. Anyways, let's continue. So this person, Stephanie said, where's it at? Chrissy, ban the trolls. No warnings. Get them out of here. I have no clue who to vote for. Throw me some names so I can do my research. Again, if you're in Midland, Texas, there's only 2 people on the ballot that I'm supporting. Judd Campbell for mayor and Shandy Williams for District 3. Hold on. Speaking of that, hold on, y'all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, check out how it works. We got District 3, hopefully future Representative Shandy Williams. Shandy, you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. How are you?
All right, I'm turning you down. I'm pretty good. Shandy, what are you doing today on a Sunday?
I'm out reaching the constituents. I am block walking.
How's that going out there? Isn't it so peaceful when you go through some nice neighborhoods and you just walk around and they got nice trees and you just out there in the nice neighborhoods in Midland?
Yeah, we're in some beautiful neighborhoods, but we're getting some pushback from, a lot of people in Midland. They're tired of the way things are going. And I believe that's completely understandable. It is. We're going down the same path 2 years in a row, and people have had enough. They're tired. Jack Ladd just let a postcard go out, one of his mailers, and it said, I have lowered property tax every year since being in office. Well, number one, him and Lori both claimed that they had never said they lowered property tax. So now we not only have them saying that, we also have it in written form. And every constituent I've spoken with and taxpayer says, my property tax has only gone up.
It's funny you say that. I have your video on the screen where you're block walking with his mailer. I mean, things are like $20,000 to get out there to people, but I digress. Here you are, exposing the truth. And I even had a poll on the Defend Midland page, and I think one person said that they believe their taxes went down. Everybody's feeling the pinch. Our taxes did not go down. And I don't know why they keep lying, I guess, because low information voters don't do any kind of research. But why do you think they're so, I guess, scandalous, or they're so, they try to play this role where they say that they lowered the rate or whatever, however they say it, right? But really, the ones that pay attention know that they work with MCAT and our rates are not going down, because where's the money going at this point? Go ahead.
Well, unfortunately, the property tax is what runs the city of Midland.
Mm.
It's probably the worst funded system. We could stand alone without it just on sales tax. But property tax is what funds Midland. So everything that MDC is doing, that's coming off of our sales tax. But when you look at everything else, everything outside of MDC, when that city of Midland is writing a check, it is coming out of your property taxes.
Yep, I completely agree. We have a big issue with the MDC. So, Shandy, you're on the ground right now. I guess. I mean, like I said, I've been kind of quiet about this lately because we just been hard at trying to get you and Judd elected. But what I see on the ground, I'm gonna be completely honest. Nobody likes these people, and I'm not trying to be mean or rude, but Lori. No one likes her. Jack, where's he at? He's always missing. Do you get the same kind of feeling that people are either they're fed up with them or they don't like them? I'm gonna be honest. I just feel like they're part of the elite crowd in Midland, and they don't relate with anyone because they are so high up the chain, and I feel like they look down on us. I'm gonna be completely honest. Go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and that's been my stance from day one. It's the blue collar workers who run Midland. For some reason, we got it confused that it was the corporate Midland running Midland. We gave that permission to them at some point in time along this lineage of mayors and city council. And it's time for us to take it back because they do not run Midland. They are not the backbone of Midland, and they have no power in Midland. When we take back our power, our voting power, our numbers, our finances, they're going to be completely shut down. And what we're going to do is collapse a system of good old boys.
Woo! Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I hear your talking points. I hear Judd's, and I'm like, man, these are my people because I think it's kind of come to this point. It's the I don't want to say haves versus have-nots. I will say the elite ruling class, right? Because I'm not having nothing against people that are rich or make money. I'm a capitalist myself, but it's these people with this elitist mentality. These people they believe they're better than everyone else, right? It's them versus the little guys, and we are the
Right.
little guys.
Absolutely.
We are not funded by big oil or big corporations. We're just basically a grassroots movement. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. And let me just tell you, Patrick Payton went into my daughter's class and last year, and he told them he was the 3%, and nobody in that class would be 3%. And I understand the tactics of trying to mentor and drive and inspire younger generations. That is not the way that you do it. You don't tell them they will never be part of that 3%. And the only reason that class will never be a part of that 3% is because they have something called morals and values under them. We value our traditions. We value a small town feel. Yes, Midland can grow and it can grow immensely, but we still have always honored that small town feel. Now, what is not small town is our debt. Our debt ceiling is almost $1 billion.
Wow.
We are going up and up and up. And it's things like that, the mentality that they have is they are so much better than we are, and they forget we are the ones who put them where they're at. I
Amen.
don't know if a lot of your viewers know that Mayor Blanc lived in a $400,000 home. Sorry, guys, this is public information. You can look up and see where I've lived, and I'll be completely transparent with you. I'm not going to sit and lie and say, "Oh, I didn't know" or anything like that. It's there. Mayor Blanc lived in a $400,000 home, and in June or January of this year, she moved to Cuthbert in a $1.1 million home. How did she get there? How did she go from one company to 4 flourishing companies, all while in office? That's something I don't agree with. When you're in office, you don't need to be moving homes and you don't need to be moving jobs. You should not be allowed to start another job, business, whatever venture you have while in office.
She reminds me of Nancy Pelosi. I was calling her Lori Pelosi for a while. Some people even were calling her Kamala Harris the way she was all nervous at the last debate. But that's very interesting. And I will say this: her company, which I have the screenshot, I have the proof here. This is not slander. Her company, and I'll pull it up here momentarily. Her company basically has somebody that works there is also on the board of the MDC. So
Yes.
Can you talk about that? How much of a conflict of interest is that her company, her oil company, actually has somebody that also is on the board for the Midland Development Corporation? I find that like a big conflict of interest, almost borderline illegal.
What this is my question I have. Did we not have any constituents that wanted to be on MDC that could run it, ask questions, and make an educated decision other than that one man? Because I'm pretty sure they kicked Lucy off of MDC, and she was doing a mighty fine job with our taxpayer money. We weren't getting things pushed through like they were hoping. And so, one, are you saying that our constituent pool is stupid? Are you saying our constituent pool is an imbecile and can't run these boards? Because that's what that's telling me. There was no other better option, or we just don't look outside of the box anymore. And the box being our backyard. Who is in our back pockets?
Mm, mm, mm. And like I said, it's very interesting, and I would say alarming that the first time she ran for mayor, I believe she raised $300,000 for a position that she gloats and brags either $25 or $75 a month that she donates. I'm like, why would they dump so much money for a position like that? They pay so little for someone to be in that position. I just always thought that was odd. I'm not saying there's no corruption there, but I just found it very odd that she would, or anybody would run for a position, raise $300,000 for a $25 a month position. It's very odd in my opinion.
Well, and you've got to look at the campaign donors. I will tell you, the one thing that I've done is, and I can't say I've done. The one thing I can tell you that the Lord has done for me,
Amen.
and these are His accolades, not mine, is that He has taken dollars and stretched them beyond what I could have. He has provided money when need be, when I couldn't. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am the lowest funded finance campaigner besides Cheston Blank, who is at zero, that has done just about everything. I have not done the mailers because my mailers would have been, for my district alone, was going to be around $15,000. And I think that is a ridiculous amount, because if I'm going to reach the constituents, it's not through their mailbox, it's through their front door.
Yep.
If I'm going to talk to them, and I believe that keeps us real, that keeps us on pace with what is actually going on. If we're not out here walking the streets that we represent, we will sit on that throne and be higher than.
Yep.
And it's just a humbling experience to get out here and talk and see what the concerns of these people are.
And you know what? We'll talk. There's so much we could do. There's so much scandal going on. But I know you're walking. But I'm going to say this: us walking out there, we even have blowback from their side, trying to call the police on us for doing old-fashioned 200-year tradition of block walking, and that is not solicitation. We've had their people harass us to the point, and I'll talk about it in a minute, going through old, court proceedings and paperwork and children. I mean, we have never attacked their family whatsoever. We're attacking policy. And look here, I got it right here. Lori's Octane MDC connection. His name is Zach Deck. This is not a lie, y'all. Zach Deck, he serves on the board for the MDC, and he's also works for Lori's Octane oil field company. And you know what's crazy? They're a consulting company. I don't know if y'all know what a consulting firm or consulting company is, but that's one of the biggest money laundering or corrupt kind of organizations you can have if you want to do so, right? So it's very odd that she has a consulting company and her guy that works there is also on the Midland Development Corporation board. Back to what I was saying. So they try to harass us and call the police on us because we were out there in a nice neighborhood, I'm gonna be honest, and they were very angry. They even posted people on Nextdoor, just innocent volunteers, for going to their door and to drop off some, a flyer or two about Judd or you, and that's not against the law. Even the police said that's free speech. We are not selling nothing. Solicitation is whenever you're trying to sell a good or a service, but it's pretty crazy that their people hate us so much. They went to try to stop us from block walking by calling the police. What do you think about that?
Well, and I think that's kind of where we are right now. If we actually look at the standards of those in office, they've been below the belt this whole time. I know personally. And so I don't expect the constituents that support them to be any less. I mean, you're always going to have the Ashleys, the Ambers, the Heathers, and the Carries of the world, right? These are the women who they can't support, right? And the Lisas. Oh, don't get me on the Lisas. And you cannot hate somebody as much as you possibly hate myself. And I can't really speak for Judd, but for me, you can't hate me anymore and not even be able to vote for me. They're not even in my district.
Wow.
They're not even in my districts.
Shandy, let me just say something real quick. Now, I don't want to go too personal with it, but I'm going to be honest. I mean, they've made anonymous groups, postings on certain websites where they're anonymous. At least, hey, we ain't hiding nothing, but they're there slandering us. You, Judd, I've seen Judd, myself, bringing up stuff with our families, my background. When I was 19 years old, I got a criminal record. I was an ex-street dude. It's not a secret. I changed my life. Ain't this what America's about? Second chances, doing better, seeing the light, becoming a Christian, getting redeemed. But no, it's like they have the elitist mindset of, hey, that's why I told my wife, I said, really, if people want to see what the elitists really think about minorities, so-called, look how they talk about someone like me, right? They just drag me through the mud, and they say it because they think that I'm an R word, I'm a racist, whatever. But then my wife said, well, think about it. Look how they do Shandy. Look how they do Judd. And they're not minorities. They do it to anybody that goes against their system, their machine, and we're uncovering it. But back to what I was saying, these people, I'm going to tell everybody watching, they have drugged Shandy, me, and Judd Campbell through the mud. And our families have doxed our residences, our family members, all kinds of information and stuff that's personal, I believe, and they gloat about it, brag about it, share it amongst each other, and thankfully they don't get no traction, not like we do. But the point is, Shandy, what are your thoughts on just the real uncivil way that they have acted this whole time? You would think it'd come from us. I'm a loudmouth, bold Christian Trumper, and you're in a similar vein, but they really took it to a whole nother level, bringing up our families and all kinds of information. What are your thoughts on just how they drug us through the mud?
I think it shows their character, and I think it shows their heart. I will be very honest with everyone. My stepson did not want me to run for office, did not want me to run for office at all. He thought it was stupid. And there's just this underlying, disgust in me running. And anytime anything was mentioned about just anything. I mean, it could have been like, I need to go pick up the flyers. Anything. There was just a disgruntled dispute. So much so that we believe that kid has been paid off to say that I have verbally abused him. First, it was physical abuse. And then when we can prove he was never physically abused, now it's verbal abuse.
Wow.
And it's one of those things like, literally your story is changing. When your story changes, that's because you're not telling the facts. And it's a very disgusting tactic, but they're all seeming to use it, and they're doing it hiding behind not just anonymous profiles. They're doing it by blocking those that they're talking about.
True. You're right.
And when you do that doesn't, you've been disabled in any event to fight back. I'll tell you, there's a very unpopular, and the reason I say they're unpopular is because they're not as big as Defend Midland, group of people that are running a page, and they have literally, I kid you not, they have blocked us from posting any kind of retribute to the accusations made.
Wow.
You don't want the truth. You don't want the real story. My husband went on to post and say, my wife has never abused my children. And I will tell every single person, I am a hard ass mother.
Hell yeah.
I will never deny that.
Me too. I'm the same way.
My kids are respectful. My kids respect authority. My kids respect adults. They do not They do not come off as cocky and arrogant because I'm the mama who will correct them and correct them harshly.
And Shandy, I've met your daughter. She's like such a lovely young person. Like she could be like, I don't know, president. I don't know. She just looks like a real respectful young woman. I've seen you interact with your family. Nothing crazy, but it's wild that they do this. But I'm gonna be honest. Same thing with me and my people. Like half of my people don't turn their back on me because I don't know. Once you become successful, first of all, that kind of puts a divide, or you become political, or you get some kind of you get put out there on the internet. Something happens where they just, I don't know if it's jealousy, I don't know what it is, but something about being a strong leader and then being thrown into the limelight, it just pisses a lot of people off. And I don't know what else to say, but I know it's happened to me. Now I just want to segue real quick. So you got the slander, you got the blowback. They did it to me as well, and it's nothing new. They're against free speech. They claim they are for it, but to be honest, I think they're just closet liberals at this point. But regardless of that, I would ask you this right now. What do you think is probably the biggest issue in this whole election that you are really strong and passionate about? Go ahead.
So one of the things that I'm passionate about is transparency. And I want the lies to stop. If we don't have transparency with the Midlanders, then we're left to do nothing but speculate. I mean, that's not on us. That's on them. So if they're like, well, that's outlandish. Why would you say anything about Cowboy Prime? Nobody told us what Cowboy Prime. Nobody informed us. However, every bit of that was our dollars being spent.
And I have it right here. And I also have the MDC at the Tall City. Let's be honest. This is not slander. I have it pulled up. Besides them spending $5,000 and one night at Cowboy Prime, here they are, the MDC with the Sparks brothers. They got a $70,000 check from the MDC, and here's the MDC spending $4,000 at a local brewery. We have the receipts, we have the facts. Go ahead, just want to interject that.
So, well, we have that right there. Well, if you know anything about MDC and we start following the trails back, those same people who are attacking us are the same people who own Tall City Brewery. Those same people who are attacking us are the same exact people whose brother is on planning and zoning.
Shandy, you know what? It's crazy. I always think about, I'm like, man, this could be like a movie. Midland could be made into like a movie with all the connections and the sewer that we have currently. I would even say serving us, I would say they're supposed to serve us, but it don't seem like it at all. They're serving their own, pocketbooks at this point. But this is pretty crazy. But okay, so I guess final words, Shandy. What are your thoughts on everything going out? Any words for the people out there, the voters? Go ahead, Shandy Williams.
Guys, we just need you to get out and vote. I've been knocking on doors and, literally putting my feet to the pavement this entire campaign, and I haven't stopped. And so it has been a blessing to meet each and every one of you. And the first thing I'm asking people during early election voting time was, have you voted yes? And they say, yes, I've already voted. And I just thank them. I don't care that you voted for me or you didn't vote for me at that moment. I care, and I'm thankful that you put your voice in the ballot box, because that is what is going to mean the most. And I'm just asking everyone, get out there and let your voice be heard. If you're against Shandy Williams, then let your voice be heard. But if you're for Shandy Williams, let your voice be heard.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to end the discord that we have within our city, let it be done. We're claiming we have a 100-year water supply, yet yesterday on the front news of the paper, we're showing that we have tabled two different companies from making developments because we have no water. We cannot say black and turn around and show all of the taxpayers a white card. If we're going to tell them black, it has to be black. If we're going to tell them white, we have to show them white. And if there's something wrong, we have to admit, guys, we were wrong. We've made a mistake. We're going back to the drawing board, but we are going to fix this. And I really feel like that's where we need to be right now, is just attempting to close in the gaps with the taxpayers. It's no longer anyone else. It is the taxpayers. It is every tax-paying Midlander who is being affected right now, and we need them out voting. Your vote means so much. I know Shandy Williams' campaign has been grinding hard, and we are so grateful for all of the outpouring support. I was just stopped today at La Bodega, and a gentleman there said, I'm sorry, I didn't vote for you. I did not know who to vote for. And I did early voting. He said, I voted for the other people. And the three sisters were like, don't worry, we'll cancel him out because we are voting tomorrow. We're voting Tuesday. And I was like, thank you. It's things like that. And, it doesn't matter. But whatever you do with that ballot box, make sure that your heart and soul is on it. I ask that everybody pray over it. And I'm just asking God's grace in Midland, no matter what the situation may be. But we cannot keep going on like this. We need that. We need the Hispanic population to rise up and vote because they are the majority right now, and their traditional values are so strong, and they don't even realize they're being taken from them today as we speak.
Yep. All right. Well, there it is. Shandy Williams for District 3. God bless you, sis, and thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Yes. Have a great one.
Okay. Shandy Williams, y'all. Woo! She's fired up. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna be honest. You know what's happening right now? I'll tell you right now, right in your face. You ain't gotta like it. It's them versus us, like for real. For real. If someone shout out from Cali, shout out Tipton, California. Trust me, this right here is a message for everybody watching. Start watching your local politicians. Start watching your mayor. If you have an economic development corporation, watch that. That's where all the corruption right there is ripe, right there. It's crazy. Let me get Christy Maga on the line real quick. Here she is. And, like I said, we're letting it kind of, go as it comes. But trust me, after the elections, y'all, something else going to happen. Christy, you there?
I am here. How are you?
Good, sis. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just keeping up with, kind of what's going on in Midland, and can't wait till Wednesday. I feel like that I can say some truths. They've done a lot of mudslinging. They've done a lot of mudslinging, and
Christy,
I got receipts.
Christy, they don't know we're petty. I'm petty wop. I just gotta play the role because we gotta be, the nice guys right now. But just wait.
Yep.
Just wait.
Yeah. I mean,
hold on to the haters. Just wait. Y'all messing with the wrong ones. And yeah, Christy's not even in Midland. Duh. Everybody knows that's my producer. What do you think? This is my people. Oh, she's not even in Midland. It don't matter, fool.
It doesn't matter.
This is the people we use to help clean up the swamp in this whole country at this point. They're all trying to expose us. Christy's not even from Texas, not even from Midland. Nobody cares. Don't you know? Utilize what you have. Go ahead.
They tried to dox me and said I was from Georgia and gave my whole name. They did get some things right about my son because they probably saw, my videos of him going in the Marines.
That's what I said about Shandy and even me.
I said Marines, Army.
Sis, that's what I said about Shandy and even me. They try to dox like our background, our kids, our houses. Like,
I know. Damn. Whenever so I'm just going to let everybody know. And usually I'm the one that's kind of loud and obnoxious whenever it comes to like these types of things, but been really just keeping receipts is all I'm doing. And I will tell y'all this, that every week a package and an email goes to Greg Abbott. And the things that are in that after Wednesday, I will expose everything. But, people are starting to listen to you now. Like I was reading through one of your posts and a lady said, I've never used my voice. I feel like I need to use it now. And I said, yes, everybody that needs a voice,
Amen.
And that they see the corruption and stuff, but have never spoken up about it. And so I think y'all are waking a lot of people up about what's happening. I have never, ever in my whole life seen them go as low as they have gone. No,
it's crazy. Sis. It's crazy.
That stuff on Reddit with all those anonymous people, like it was just so much. And I was like, how do you even recover from this? And I thought to myself, they're anonymous. Who's going to believe a mudslinging anonymous person?
Yeah, they're over there. They're over there on little chat boards. We're getting thousands of views, everything.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest. We outdid them on everything. Social media. Yep. I guess the only thing they outdid us on is the flyers. Lori done sent about 4 to 5 flyers, just like the damn bond. Sent about 4 to 5 flyers to our house. That's like 20,000 each flyer. That's like big numbers. But that's all they outdid us on. Besides that, people don't like Lori and Jack Ladd. They're tired of the corruption, the high taxes. They can lie. We walked them. We done hit. Oh, I don't even want to say it. I don't get the numbers real quick, but we hit easily easily over 3 to 4,000. The final numbers will come out when this is over with. We done knocked on thousands of doors in Midland, y'all.
Oh,
Shandy's out there
Kayla.
knocking. Big K's out there knocking right now.
Yep.
My wife's been knocking. We've been knocking for weeks already. Even I went out there a couple days because I was just like, screw these people. We're gonna freaking win. Or if we lose, at least I went out there and I did all I could to make sure that we did something. But they didn't out block walk us. We out block walked them. Everything else we got them. But don't let this keep you at the house, Midland. We need you to go out there and vote Tuesday for Judd Campbell and Shandy Williams if you live in the district of the District 3 with where Shandy's at, y'all. But again, Christine, you spoken to Shandy. I have too. Yeah, she's a firecracker. Yeah, she's passionate. But guys, she's not an abusive, evil woman. They try to make her out to be like. When I was reading some stuff about her, I'm like, what the hell? And then my wife said, if someone was to meet Shandy in person and just talk to her, they would know she's like a nice woman. She's a nice person, but it's crazy to see your friends just get drugged through the mud because they want to continue supporting the elitists. What do you want to say about Shandy Williams' demeanor just when you dealing with her so much? Christy, go ahead.
So the first thing I have to say about her is absolutely she is a firecracker, but you have to look back at the reason she was the way she was in those meetings. She was standing up for a whole community that had E. coli in the water. They dumped raw sewage in the fields. It had arsenic test that came up positive, chloroform, shut off things, kids with burns, people losing like clumps of hair. And like I was passionate about it too. Whenever all of this the reason that I got involved in any of it is because of Nino and a whistleblower who's like, I'm going to tell you what I know. And Nino and I were on a conference call with him. And so then the word really starts getting out and people start reaching out that they needed help. And whenever you start looking at babies with chemical burns and all that, of course she was passionate. And of course, Terry Johnson did not want to hear any of that.
Lame.
For the first time, he had her removed. And the second time, she made a comment, I didn't wear heels today. And the whatever he is, the bailiff or whoever, put his hands on Shandy and removed her the second time when she was talking about the water issues and all of that. I am telling you guys, like, why would all of these people be block walking and not walking out on before Terry Garrett could even ask a question, didn't listen to any of the citizens' concerns.
They don't care.
Was shutting. No, they don't care. And so, but my thing is this, here's my whole point. Why would all of you all be out block walking and trying to prove the corruption that's going on if we didn't have proof? I mean, you're trying to save people money. You're trying to save your kids from having to pay this. Your population is 149,000 and you are $1 billion in debt.
Oh, hey, sis, I'm telling you, it's like I said, it's basically us versus them. Like they're the big elitists, right? They're the machine, the corrupt machine, should I say? And we're the little guys trying to wake people up. Like if I win, what do I get out of this? Think about it. It's like the Millen College bond. Of course, I saved a lot of money in taxes on that one, thank God. But if I win, what do I get? I'm not promised nothing. There's not any money for me. I'm doing this out of my spare time. All of our volunteers are doing it for free. And I'm pretty sure maybe they have some too. I don't really think so. They probably pay people. But the point is, I'm not going to get nothing out of this. They stand for everything to lose on their side because they're doing all kinds of $1 million deals and they're scandalous as hell. Anyways, I got the Vander Ranch pulled up. I'm glad you brought it up. Vander Ranch meeting is tomorrow. I will be there. We will be block walking tomorrow all day, and then we're going to end our night at the town hall meeting out there in Vander Ranch. Everybody in here in Midland, Greenwood, we please beseech you to join us. It's happening. And Terry Johnson, he's part of the Midland sewer too. He said that there was no problem in Vander Ranch. He drove around there. It was all good. Hogwash. They actually got a class action lawsuit or something going on with the lawyers up there. So it's a pretty big deal. For them saying that we were lying about Vander Ranch, it's pretty interesting what has happened and what's happening at Vander tomorrow. So things, I'm going to be honest. Thank you, Shandy. Thank you, Midland Street News. Thank you, Christy. Thank you to myself, to everybody that got involved helping Vander. They try to sit there and say that I did it for clout and fame. Baby, I got enough money. And second of all, I'm infamous. I've been hated since I was 13. This right here didn't give me any fame, to be honest, y'all. Nobody cares about local politics. Everybody cares. They care about the They care about the Kardashians. They care about
Yeah.
Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and all that, and Trump. Okay, nobody cares about Vander Ranch. Okay, I care. Shandy Williams cares. Midland Street News cares. Christy Maga cares. We care. So quit saying, or you can say what you want, but they were saying Nino's doing it for clout and clicks. Fool, I get millions of views just on my Facebook page alone in 1 month, and I got multiple pages, and I'm on TikTok and everything else. This was not for views. This right here don't get
And I
views.
have to say, I have to say something. The thing is, people say you do it for fame and clout, but the people are reaching out to you. It's not you
Yup.
going to look
Yup.
to to try to have a story to get views. You have people reaching out saying, "Hey, we need your help."
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to go. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to go block walking. Who the hell wants to walk around? I'm over here walking to people's houses. It's awkward, and they're at the house chilling. I want to be at my house on my couch chilling with my dogs and my kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go block walk, but I go. I didn't want to go to Vander Ranch them couple days we went, but I went. That's just how it is. I don't want to go out there and be doing this. I'd rather be at the house on the couch. Anyways, I digress. So there's Vander Ranch, y'all. We have a meeting tomorrow, and we will be out there. We got so much to cover, sis. Here's Jack Lab, this loser. I don't want to even keep looking at his face. Let's go back to the poll. Now, this is the
The
poll,
reason
right?
that he's been so
Go ahead.
well, no, I'm not even gonna say it. Never mind.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Someone's lying here. Okay, so the mayor and Jack Ladd released paperwork and flyers, whatever, and they keep saying that the taxes kept going down. I asked the poll on Defend Midland. I said, the current mayor and Jack Ladd claim they've been lower taxes. Have your taxes gone down? 7% say yes. 93% say no.
The
Okay.
7% of the elite.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense, right? But that's the point, though. We
Yeah.
ain't stupid. The average citizen in Midland is not dumb. That's why I honestly think. Well, I'm gonna say this: Lori Blong is not liked because, first of all, they just don't like the woman. Second of all, they believe she's a liar. And third, our taxes keep getting raised. Why do our roads look like crap? Because we got sorry, piss poor management at the top, and they're spending our money at the freaking Omni Hotel. That's our next situation I'm fixing to go to. Go ahead.
It just is amazing to me that I was just sitting here thinking that it's just amazing to me. And I was thinking about, the Omni Hotel, and I was also thinking about Vander Ranch and all that. So I will tell one thing that Terry Johnson did that I have in my packet that goes to Greg Abbott's office every week. And it is him it's a meme of this guy that had just ate a habanero pepper in his face, like was red, and he said, that's what they feel like at or something like that's what they feel like at Vander Ranch because I won't give them water. It absolutely pissed me
Wow.
off. That is not a want, that is a need. Those people have water bills sometimes upwards of $850, more than what their mortgage is. And, something has to give. Like, I keep thinking about 149,000 people in Midland, $1 billion in debt. You have what was it, a Hilton or a Marriott that said, hey, we don't want anything from you. We'll build a hotel here. And they turned that down.
Okay, let's talk about the Omni real quick, y'all. The Omni she's referencing is this place in downtown. Every time I pass by, I'm a Christian, I flip this sign off. That's how much it pisses me off. But they got this big old space in downtown, knocked down the buildings, and we gave them with interest. I don't even know what the interest is. All in all, it's about $100 million. The land, the deal, the money. The dumbass Midland Development Corporation gave the Omni Hotels, hotel, whatever you call it, brand, almost over $100 million in incentives to come to downtown Midland, Texas. Big issues with this.
Wow.
First of all, the Midland Development Corporation is a type either A or B entity. I forgot what it is, but they can only work or do business with infrastructure. Okay, they can't be doing it on entertainment or things like a luxury hotel. We started causing hell about this, and what do you know? They start saying, well, it was for a 800 spot parking garage. But get this, like I said in my video, Midland, you only get 25% of access. So out of them 800 parking spots, you only get 25%, and that's where your hard-earned tax money went to. It's going to take 60 years to get a return of an investment. This is crazy. And the thing is, like Christy said, there was not just one. I think there was 3 other people that put bids on here. None of them were gonna get a tax incentive, but it's pretty interesting. Like Judd Campbell pointed out, Lori's donors, the people that like Lori, they're the ones that got the contract, and they're the ones that got the big deal with the tax incentives. There was other companies that were to not get any tax incentive, but we went ahead and gave it to the Omni. That's hogwash. And to be honest, we're going to try to get rid of this thing. I heard that what they
So
did was basically illegal, maybe we can vote to get it on the agenda, or we can do something
Derek,
to get rid of this crap. Go ahead.
yeah, Derek knows all about it. Like he was talking to me about it today, that something about there has to be a vote and it has to be known to the public. And he is so good at explaining that kind of stuff. And I don't want to misquote
And
anything.
sis, that's the
But
thing though. That's the thing. Real quick, I'm gonna interject real quick. That's the thing. If they wanted to do this, they should have put it up for a vote for the citizens, right? But
I think
no,
you have to.
but
And that's
no,
what Derek
that's
said.
what. Yeah, exactly. We should have voted on if we wanted to give all these millions of dollars to the Omni. We didn't get a vote. The MDC used this 800 parking garage bullcrap, to slide this in there. But we got Scott Duffer. That's the next slide I'm gonna pull up. Final
I
words
was
on the
just
Omni.
getting
Go
ready
ahead.
I was just getting ready to say his name. Him and I have been going back and forth all day. He ended up deleting his messages.
Did he?
But yeah, well, yeah, I'm smart enough to screenshot, and I keep all the receipts. But he said that what are Nino and you gonna do when y'all lose on Tuesday? And it was this big long paragraph.
I got it right
and
here.
I said nothing's really going to change except that we're going to keep going. And he talks about that this has been in the works for 20 years. And I said, wow, we got 20 years of corruption to work on. I said, yeah, we got big problems.
It's funny because I made a post, but no one ever exposes people. And I ain't trying to even brag about it, sis. But I'm like, damn, is it going to be me? I sure did help. But Dan Corrales spoke up about it. But, he passes a week later or a day later after he's talking against the Omni. But here's Scott Duffer. This guy, I heard he was on the council for like 20 years. I was like, how the hell did he do it? Because they said that he moved into different districts. I don't know how true that is. That's what I heard. Maybe we can find out. But I heard he's been on the council he was like on there for like 24 years. But this is what he says right now. He lays around all the time talking crap to us on Facebook. But he said, can't wait to see Nino dining at Bob's Steak and Chop House once the Omni is complete. Good news for Midland. This deal is done, and there is no turning back. A beautiful convention center hotel. We got one down right next door at the Bush Convention Center. Don't make no money. Anyways, a beautiful convention center hotel with over 800 needed downtown parking spaces. We only get 25%. And he says, will be a tremendous addition to our almost complete downtown revitalization started over 20 years ago. Yeah, they screwed us. Even my wife said, we used to have these beautiful fountains, sis, downtown. It was like a water amenity with old-fashioned like blocks and just water running. It was beautiful. Then they got rid of that. They put a big old green space, kind of weird, bunch of illegals everywhere. And then they got the Bush Convention Center. That thing don't make no money. These convention centers don't make us any damn money. They're always running in the red. They don't make no money or no profit. But here's Scott Duffer bragging that there's many things that they've done from 20 years ago that cannot be undone. I say hogwash. We're going to give it a shot. But this is the people, y'all, the elitist mindset. This person is supposed to work for the people of Midland, yet here he is bragging and boasting about the deals he did while he was on the city council board, right? And now we're going to be stuck with this huge tax for my freaking grandkids and my kids, y'all.
So this post got deleted, Nino, and I want you to walk me through this. So I went back and looked, and whoever had put that post up deleted it. But before it was called Omni, wasn't it called Santa?
The Santa Rita.
Yeah, Santa Rita something, and whenever he told me that,
deep.
like, this is,
It gets deep.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's really deep, and believe me, we got big shovels. We'll dig through that sewer, and we'll figure it all out.
Well,
but,
the development corporation, the company that got the contract is the Escamillas. They're part of it, and if you know who they are, there's some other sewer rats. So it goes back to El Paso. There's a name. I'm not going to say his name yet. We know who it is. There's a big name, probably the big puppet master. He's from El Paso. And guess who his partner is? Tommy Gonzalez, the city manager that makes $350,000 here in Midland. And he brought all his El Paso citizens with him over here to help ruin our city. El Paso basically went bankrupt. Everybody in El Paso that knows what's happening, I'm not going to say they make fun of us, but it's kind of like an inside joke. Like, hey, good luck with them guys. We got rid of them, and now he's your problem, Midland. And I want to say thank you to Lori Blong and all the people on the council that hired this dude, Tommy Gonzalez. Him and all his cronies that make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. They're really the issue. I'm going to be honest.
Who's the girl that they just brought in from?
Elizabeth Triggs.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a problem. Like my wife said, we go up there and Terry Garrett, we seen us go to the council member talking crap. We go and talk crap to the council members up there. But my wife said the real scumbags are the ones sitting on the bottom Tommy Gonzalez, you know, the other guy, all these guys making the big bucks, they're the ones that are really pulling the strings. The council up there use like puppets, and they vote whoever they got to vote for, I guess, or for the whatever they pass. But the real ones are Tommy Gonzalez and all his people. Like I said, the point is, once you start peeling this layer, this onion back, y'all, you're like, what the hell? This don't make sense until you start realizing that it makes perfect sense. If you're a freaking scammer, if you're into corruption, all of this makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you,
That
sis,
if,
this
if
could be
you
like,
put
this could be a movie at this point.
if you put a flow chart together, all
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be is one big circle that keeps going around to the puppet masters.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a total circle. And so you have people that are on MDC that have other companies, and that's a conflict of interest. You know,
It's
something that has bothered me, and I don't know why, like I'm so stuck on this, was whenever they stole your signs, the city employees, and we still haven't even like got resolution for that. They want to keep so much chaos and drama going that people push that stuff down. And I mean, it's theft. That's exactly what it is.
they don't
And it's
care,
theft by city employees. It doesn't matter if they care. We care.
right?
And so, yeah. And so that's part of my Abbott packet that goes out every week too. Regardless of what that sign cost, they came on to your property and they took it. It is theft. And also they were working for the city on your tax dollars. So it's double theft in my mind.
Yep, I totally
It
agree.
pisses me off.
And right here, I
It
made the
pisses me
video.
off.
This video always has 20,000 views on TikTok. It got about 9,000, 10,000 views on Facebook. But let me read you what I wrote here. Heartfelt message, because somebody commented on here and put, bro, drive your truck, mind your business, and stop complaining about everything. And this is what I wrote in response to that. Check this out, y'all. Want to read it? I said,
I love it.
drive your truck and stay out of it. So that's what they tell you when you start touching the stuff they don't want exposed. Speak up,
Hmm.
you're doing too much. Don't speak up. Why didn't you say anything sooner? Call out corruption, that's not your business. Nah, this is my business. I live here. I pay taxes here. I raise my family here. When the city wants to throw money at pet projects like the Omni Hotel and Costco, while regular folks are struggling, that affects me and everybody in the South Side too. What's really happening is this: the people who benefited from nobody asking questions are mad that somebody finally did. They thought a dude with a trucking company and a pass would be easy to discredit. Oh, he used to be in the streets. Yeah, and I walked away from it. That doesn't make me less qualified to care about my city. If anything, it makes me stubborn. They tried ignoring me, they tried clowning me, they tried discrediting me, but I'm still here, I'm still talking, and I'm not going anywhere. If you don't want citizens speaking up, maybe the problem isn't the citizens. So, and that's what I'm
Amen.
saying, sis. They go, but let's be honest, sis. My background, like, this is old news already. We've been trumping and with the MAGA for a long time. We don't even care about our background. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, crime's good or committing crimes is a good thing. I'm not trying to, sit there and say sweep it under the rug. But the point is, I changed my life when I was 19. I was a street dude, and I don't even think about that life no more. I'm a
I mean,
Christian. I'm going forward in life, and that's all they have on me. Oh, this guy was convicted of this and that when he was 20 years old, 19 years old. What? I was a street dude. I was a dumb kid back in the day. I'm not trying to not take responsibility. I did my probation. I completed it. I didn't mess up, and I have a family, a business. I'm redeemed. I'm a Christian, and they try to bring it up. So it's like, hey, don't hurt my feelings. I mean, I'm ashamed of my past. I don't sit here and just gloat
yep,
or talk about it. I could be on YouTube making videos about gangs and street gangs and prison politics and all this gang culture. I hate that stuff. I'm on to other levels
yep.
in life, but that's what they try to use, sis, to discredit me, my past. Oh, he's from the South Side. You know what? I don't give a flip, because let's be honest. Even with the past, and even in living in the South Side and not being a big elitist, look how far I've come. Look what we're doing right now. We're getting our people in office, and we're actually affecting this community. That's why they're mad at me, sis, because they know, and like everybody knows, we do big numbers on all platforms. And once I put my hand on something, it goes on fire. Go ahead.
And that is the reason they hate you. They can't control you. You won't bend. You're not going to break, and you're going to always stand tall and do what you need to do. And every time you walk into a council meeting, if you could just video record the looks
Yep.
on everybody's face.
They
Oh
all
my God, here
scared.
comes Nino. Yep. And
Let's go ahead and give this one a real quick scathing rebuke. Amy Stretcher Burks. Okay, this woman right here, shame on you, Amy. This is kind of weird. She was in all the debates, wasting our time. She's running unopposed for a different district. Now, I have my theories about this. I'll say it real quick. But shame on you, Amy, for wasting my time and the time of the public. You're not even running against anybody, but here you are. I'm surprised you ain't mailing flyers out and wasting $20,000. Here you are making statements. You're at the debates, taking up time on the stage, and you're running unopposed. I think this woman was actually a plant from the other side. They put her in there to take time from the real candidates, because there she is with signs that cost thousands of dollars. There she is at debates, wasting people's time. And I'm like, why would she do that? She's running unopposed. That's very odd in my opinion. So I just want to say, Amy Stretcher Burks, I think it's pretty, it's a coward move that you did. I think you're a puppet too. And to be honest, somebody just called you out on my Facebook page and said, you know what, you used to be like us. You used to speak against the corruption, but now you vote just like them. So Amy, shame on you for wasting the public's time. You think we're stupid? We're not dumb. You wasted my time, you wasted the public's time, and you wasted other candidates' time being up there when you're not even running against nobody. How stupid is that? Go ahead, sis.
So what happens, Nino, is the power and the
Ain't
love
that
of
weird?
money
Ain't that weird?
and yep, and having a title. People that are not centered, that don't have a strong foundation, whenever you have people like the Escamillas throwing money under your nose and that smell of that fresh $100 bill, I, for people that are not grounded, absolutely it'll change them. And that is what has happened. To know that every vote is always 7-0. They've already
They
admitted
brag about that. They brag about
Lori,
that.
yeah, Lori is the godmother of one of the council
Jack Ladd.
people's.
Yeah, Jack Ladd, in which
Yeah,
we didn't even bring it up or push it. We probably should have, but we found out at a debate that Lori Blanc is the godmother of Jack Ladd's child or something.
yeah,
What
he
the
said it out
hell?
loud.
Look, again,
Yeah,
that's their business. But let's be honest. Are we going to get a non-biased council up there or a vote if it means millions of tax-paying dollars? You think he's really going to side with us or with his daughter's godmother? And we never even pushed it
that's
out
the
there. You know what I'm saying? But we should have probably said something about it. That's crazy.
that's the that's the reason rest in peace Dan is not with us, because he was strong. He came out and stood on those steps with you
Yep.
shoulder to shoulder and promised that family that he would get answers. And I'm still saying that the way they say it happened was not true. And he was going to stop corruption. He was going to get people, they were scared. He was going to get people on that panel that would have checks and balances. How y'all are $1 billion in debt is beyond me.
Hey,
Like
Kayla, it's crazy,
that's
right?
huge money.
Hey, Kayla, if you're done, can you call in real quick, Kayla? Unless you're busy out there. I wanted to get Kayla's take on some of this too. Anyway, let's continue, y'all. So let's here's Shandy block walking. Oh, this is very interesting. Let's touch on this real quick, Christy. I found it very odd, but not really, right? So the No Kings protesters came to Midland again. And it's kind of weird. My buddy said, it's kind of weird how they go and post up right there at K-Well. Huh. They're very comfortable at K-Well. You know, I wonder if they come
Yeah,
to Southside Midland and come stand on my block where I live at. I don't think they'd come down here. That kind of shows you whose side they're on. But it's kind of weird and interesting how they go to K-Well. You know, they're over there on the sidewalk of K-Well, you know, with their No Kings bullcrap. What's really crazy is I made a video and I posted it of this woman, and my wife actually caught it. If it wasn't for Stephanie, we would have never seen it. But there was a live that was happening, and they asked about Judd Campbell and Jack Ladd to this wicked woman up here. I'm not going to even say her name. She's like a witch, right? But this is
uh-huh.
the Democrat leader, or was one, whatever. She's a high Democrat witch in Midland. She hated me. She reported me to the city, trying to get me in trouble for not wearing a mask, right? One of my big fans over here. This woman was on camera stating that she did not support Judd Campbell or Jack Ladd. She told everybody to vote for what did I say? She was for the mayor. I'm over here having a brain fog over here. She was on camera saying that she supported Lori Blanc and Jack Ladd,
Right.
and not to
Yeah,
support Judd Campbell and Shandy Williams.
that's right.
She said that on camera. I caught that. My wife caught that. I clipped it, and it went viral. The organizer of the No Kings protest in Midland, Texas, head Democrat witch over here, leftist lunatic, is endorsing Lori Blanc and Jack Ladd. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I'm not always about too much endorsements, whatever, because even Trump is endorsing people I don't stand with, whatever. But I found that very odd that this kind of person would support Lori Blanc and Jack Lap. Well, I'm not gonna say I found it odd, but I would say that tells me everything I need to
Yeah,
know about
yeah,
these people. Your thoughts on
yeah.
that, sis?
Heather Bredemus is in that group. We
Mm-hmm.
know we know who all those people are, and I remember that flower shops getting shut down because of not wearing because the owner gave people a choice if they wanted to wear a mask or not, and in her building, and they're all the same person. Like
Sis,
they're all the same.
talking about her, let's go to Christine Foreman real quick. Christy, we got a lot of good leads. I'm telling you, y'all, once this is all over, we're really going to be full time on all this. This is very interesting. Now, this is another
Mhm.
person I didn't find out till later. They said on my post, this person was harassing anti-maskers, sis, Christine Foreman. When I say that
Yep.
name, can you go ahead and explain who this woman is and how we had a run-in with Christine Foreman? They all run in packs
Oh my
together,
gosh.
y'all. They all run in hyena
You're gonna have to
packs.
you're gonna have to jog my memory because I've got so many
Sis,
people on my Christmas
Christine,
list right
okay,
now.
Christine Foreman, PBS, Blondie.
Oh yeah.
Woo! Woo!
Oh my
There she
goodness.
is.
Okay. So I find out that so the first thing I heard is during the debate, everybody was kind of talking that PBS had lost their $1 million funding or whatever. And um and I, as a child, watched PBS. I mean, it's in every state and every, you just watch it. And so I noticed that they're gonna have a civility council, and I see that one of the people that is front and center on the civility council was Christine Foreman. So
And she's saying that
I
they're
make
they're they're hold on, they're gonna have a round table, and it was her, a female pastor. I'll leave it at that. And they were
yeah.
talking about being civil, and even John Norman's wife, I believe it was her. She was on this panel. She's the one that was having the drag queens come to her store. I'll leave it at that. But these were the people that were preaching about civility, and Christine Foreman was on the PBS panel. Go ahead, Christy. Sorry.
So I call, and the girl that answered the phone was super sweet, and I needed to talk to. I believe her name was Lori. I think, is that right?
For the PBS panel,
Um,
I don't know her name. I don't know.
no, like the head of PBS. Like
I
she
forgot her
is
name.
the one that. Me too. I think it's Lori. But
But you
anyway,
called her. You
I
called
asked
her.
her.
Hold on. You called her the day before they did this. Correct. This panel.
Correct. Yep. And
Okay.
I talked to the first girl that answered the phone and gave her like a brief narrative of what I was calling about. And she was like, I'll make sure that, and I think her name was Lori. I want to look now because I can't remember, but she said she'll be available in a few minutes and we'll call you. It was not
Oh,
even a few minutes. It was a few
hold
seconds.
on,
And she
Christy. Hold
called
on.
me.
But you told her. I forgot. We didn't say this part. This woman was caught. Now she's on the Midland College board. This is a crazy web they weave, y'all. But she was on the Midland College board. She is now. But during the Midland College bond, she was calling in on private residents that had anti or vote no bond signs in their yards, calling those people's employers trying to get them fired. Christine
Yeah, that's
Foreman
what
was doing that. I had to interject that. She talks about being civil.
I was
She was
good.
calling in, and also I heard she was harassing people during the mask craze. But continue. What did you tell the lady at
So
PBS?
So that's what I called, and that's what I told her. I said I was really shocked to see that you have Christine Foreman on your panel about civility. I said because that is not what she has ever shown. I said she has called people's job and tried to get them fired for their belief on if they want to be taxed or not, vote however they want. And I said that she also was like harassing people. Like she would see somebody with a vote no sign in their yard or whatever, and they might be outside, and that Christine Foreman was really aggressive with them. And she was like, wow, I've never heard that about her
But
before.
look how she smiles, Christy.
And
Look how she smiles, though. Watch out, y'all,
I know.
for real.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yep. And she was like, I was like, I am telling you this. I said, because after the election, there is going to be major backlash if the Civility Council has her there. I said, everything is going to come out. And I'm just trying to put PBS in awareness of what's happening. The next day comes, PBS doesn't care. They blocked me. Um, They did. They blocked me, and they had the panel with Christine Foreman front and center.
Chrissy,
And I think it's just,
they blocked me
yeah,
too. They blocked all of us.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I
hey,
mean, I've just never seen anything like that before. Craig Slanderson has blocked me. He won't answer the phone for me at all anymore.
yeah, he's a
And
loser.
yeah, he's got so many FCC regulation things that can be pulled on him, but
Ri-
he's worthless.
Rio says she was using communist tactics. I totally agree. You know what? That's right, Rio. Come to
Yep.
find out, it's true. They put all this on you. They blame you, say that you're being uncivil and all this lies when they're the ones that are actually uncivil. They're the ones that are going around harassing everyday folks because we don't believe like they do. It's crazy, right? I'm not on their
Mhm.
plantation no more, for lack of better words. Now that I'm, pushing my beliefs, now that I have my own thinking, or I think for myself, which I always have, they don't like people like me. I'm not a useful idiot for these elitists, y'all. I'm not an easy vote you're going to get from me for them, because now I question them. Now I'm saying, where's our money going? Now I realize there's a sewer in my own backyard. But anyways, y'all, we can keep going. I gotta actually cook here some food. Shout out my boy Rio in the chat. Everybody that watched this, y'all, God bless y'all. Don't worry, like I said, I got the list keeper. And to my haters out there, yeah, Chrissy don't live in Midland. But don't you notice how we operate? And you know what? The problem is, Midland, you elitist, mindset having losers.
Hey, Nino, I got to get off here real quick.
All
My
right,
son's calling. Okay.
all right,
Okay.
okay, bye. And I know that's right, because she has her son serving. God bless her. I don't even want to say her son's name with these haters. But this is the problem that Midland has. Me. Y'all got Nino America, Midland. Out of all cities in Texas, I reside and live in Southside Midland, Texas. Boy, I bet you Lori Blanc's pissed off about that. I'm no nationwide. I'm a starting Christian Trump supporter, MAGA, OG MAGA over here, and I end up residing in Midland, Texas, in the South Side. And I helped stop the Midland College bond, and I would have stopped that other damn bond for them high schools, but I got involved too late. But that's the problem, y'all. I'm on to them. We are on to them. It ain't even just me no more. That's the problem. Nino America, they grew about, there's about 20 of us, 50 of us now, watchdogs. And we're not taking this crap no more, y'all. I want to know where my money's going. And they can discredit me all they want. They can make an anonymous post about me, whatever. I'm a blessed, rich man by the grace of God. I have everything a man could wish for. I don't hang with lowlifes. I don't commit criminal acts. I work my ass off for my family. If I pass tomorrow, my family will be very well off, because I set my family up like that. My wife ain't worked in 15 years. I'm a Christian. I'm a Trumper. OG MAGA over here. You can hate me all you want. You can hate me all you want. I'll go out in public, take pictures, and sign autographs at this point. All you can do, my haters, is watch me online and seethe and get mad. But like I said, back to what I was saying, I'm Nino America, and I ended up residing in Midland, Texas, and now I'm the big old problem of the elitists in Midland, Texas. They hate it. They hate it. But as much as they hate it, trust me, I hate it back. You think you're gonna clown me? You think you're gonna win this easily? Not without a fight, baby. And best believe we're fighting. I just haven't really let on how much we've been fighting, but you could tell. It will all come out in the wash. It'll all come out after Tuesday. Win or lose, just wait. Got a lot of exposing to do. I got a lot of info to give out. I've just been real quiet because I've been working. We've been working really hard to get Judd Campbell and Shandy Williams elected. And God willing, it happens Tuesday night, and they're going to cry their liberal tears all week, all year, all 3 years, should I say. But with that, y'all, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Please, if you get a chance, Midland, Texas, go out and vote. Let's hammer it down. Let's take back control of this city. The future of Midland is going to go two ways. Either in high spending, high debt, corruption, or we're going to uncover it and we're going to push forward in a better way. They keep talking about growth. All growth ain't good growth if you don't have the basics and the foundation laid out properly. You know what? Some of us don't want growth like y'all do. Some of us like our city to be Midland, not Austin, not Dallas, not Houston. This is Midland, Texas. It's my city. I was born here. And I'm not going to give up without a fight. That's all I got to say. But with that, y'all, God bless y'all. Appreciate everybody watching. Lori McMillan Grady. Boy, Titus, you finna get banned off here. Not playing. Anyways, God bless y'all. Everybody, Christ the Lord. Hell of a live, y'all. I should have been doing more lives this whole time, but I ain't gonna lie. I've been so busy with the campaign on the ground, boots on the ground, that this is my first video I've done in the studio for a long time. I already came in the studio, y'all, to come work on some stuff. I had a little bit of time to get away from my family get together we're fixing to put on, so I was able to go live. And I appreciate everybody out there that's working for the Campbell and the Williams campaign. And there it is, y'all. Vote for Judd Campbell and vote for Shandy Williams. Truly making Midland a Midland for Midlanders. Have a blessed day, everybody. Thank y'all for watching the content. Check out the Defend Midland Facebook group, hitting 1,600 members already. Amazing. We care because we live here. I'm out, y'all. Have a blessed night.